Welcome to Love the Idea Founders podcast, where we delve into the minds of visionary entrepreneurs who dared to turn their dreams into reality. I'm excited to bring you a brand new episode where our podcast manager Daniel sits down to speak with Louis Pereira, the founder of Audiopen AI.
Hello and welcome, Louis. Could you please start off by introducing yourself and what you do?
My name is Louis, and I'm the founder of Audiopen. It's a voice-to-text app that does more than just transcribe your voice. It also helps remove the fluff from what you say and find signal from within the noise of your voice memos. Besides that, it also helps you write in a style of your choice. So you could, for example, ask it to write like your favorite author, and all you would have to do is talk. And Audiopen could help convert that voice note into a piece of text that's written just like your favorite author, or in any other writing style that you wish.
Thank you for that really great introduction. My next question then is, what is the story behind your app?
So Audiopen was actually quite an accidental creation. I don't want to take too much credit for it. I built it while I was just playing around with OpenAI's APIs, and all my goal in that week was just to build a bunch of tools and learn how to use these APIs and share these tools on the internet and see what happened. And Audiopen happened to be one of the many tools I built in that week. It also happened to be the tool that people like most, which is why I doubled down on it. And it's been over a year since that day now, and I've just spent every single day trying to make the tool a little better. And so far so good.
That's really great to know. So how did you end up pulling together your team to develop the app?
I'm actually a solo founder at the moment, and I do Audiopen as a hobby, not as a job. It's my side gig of sorts. I have a day job, and at night and sometimes before work in the mornings I work on Audiopen. I like it that way because it helps me avoid the overheads that come with maintaining a team, not only physically but even mentally. And I don't have to deal with managing people. I don't have to deal with conducting meetings to make sure that everything's smooth across the board. I just have meetings in my own head, and I know all the aspects of the product at the moment. I know exactly what the users want. I hold the entire vision for the product in my own head, and I enjoy that process a lot more than the alternatives.
That's really interesting. I'd love to know what you hope Audiopen will accomplish within the next 5 years.
What do I hope Audiopen will accomplish in the next 5 years? I actually have no idea. I'm taking it one day at a time or 1 week at a time. And Audiopen surprised me from day one, where it was an accident to begin with, something I didn't expect to take off the way it did. And I've just spent every day since then trying to make the product better, listening to people, and following my gut wherever I felt like doing that as well. And I want to keep going for as long as I can. I don't know what the future holds. I want to respect the fact that Audiopen was born accidentally, and I don't want to plan too much because I know that plans rarely work out. So I want to take it a day at a time and see what happens.
Are there any other apps that you've worked on?
I've actually been some sort of a serial builder since early 2021. And dabbled in a range of stuff. So for instance, right now, I definitely have more apps that are dead than alive. But among the ones that are alive, I've got one called readsomethinggreat.com, which is a website that allows you to discover timeless content on the internet. So you could go there and find articles to read that are relevant today and will continue to be relevant for the years to come. It's like an evergreen library of sorts for the internet. I've also built something called Nicheless Blog, which is a micro-blogging platform where you can write blogs without the fear of being publicly judged. In the sense, social features aren't very in your face, so you don't have to worry about how many likes you get or how many followers you have, because all of those numbers are private to you as a blogger and not to the public. It's just a lightweight way for people to share their thoughts to the world. I also have a tool called tinytestimonial.com, which helps people collect testimonials in a very quick sort of manner. You can check that out as well.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge in launching Audiopen, and how did you end up overcoming it?
I've had a few. One is just that I'm a solo founder, so while it does have its benefits, it also has its costs. One of which is, I never really have a day off, so there are definitely times where I am completely in over my head with everything that Audiopen adds to my life, as well as life adds to itself. That can get quite overwhelming quite often. So I do have difficult days like that mentally. Besides that, I mean, lack of sleep is a big con. It's gotten better now, but in the early days it was pretty terrible. And yeah, I've had like other smaller random one-off events, like for instance, at some point, a bunch of softwares just blocked Audiopen, so my users couldn't access it, and I frantically spent almost a month writing to every one of them to make sure that things were reverted and could go back to normal. That was quite a stressful time, but I've just powered through so far. I think it's just been momentum that I've been relying on, and so far it's been all right.
That's super cool. So how do you then stay motivated and also manage your time?
Manage my time? I think it's just purely a combination of, number one, loving what I do. I love building stuff, so I don't require too much motivation to keep building. And number two is momentum. When you see people using what you build, suddenly sleep becomes less important. So you just keep going. You can call it adrenaline or whatever, but I think just that constant feedback from users, getting new paying users, seeing people reply to your emails and asking you, to build stuff that they want, is a very natural motivator for me.
What would you say has been your greatest achievement?
I don't have a good answer here. I think Audiopen's been a big achievement. I think I don't know if it's been my greatest, but I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I guess just being able to build up a product that people around the world use is something that I should maybe feel more comfortable being proud of myself for. But yeah, I like it so far. I don't know if it's great though. But anyway.
That is actually really, really inspiring. I guess my next question then is, what apps do you use on a daily basis and you feel like you can't live without?
I don't typically think that having a lot of apps on your phone is a good thing. So I try to stay away from that. I do most of my work in the browser or on my laptop. I do like the Arc browser that I use, because that's where all of my work lives. That's where sort of my workspace on the internet. Quite a useful app. I do use Audiopen. I love that, of course, biased, but I use it for a range of things. I use it to record book notes when I read. I use it to write emails. I use it to just record my thoughts around a range of topics. I use it to write. Yeah, I like that, but that's a very biased opinion. Besides that, I just use the standard stuff like Apple Notes, WhatsApp. Yeah, I don't really use Instagram. I love Twitter. I haven't been super active there either. But yeah, that's about it.
Now, of course, we know that AI is a huge topic in every single industry, but I'm curious to know how you feel AI will change the tech industry specifically.
Hard to tell. It's like trying to predict what the internet would do to the world in 1990. So I don't want to be too presumptuous and act like I have the answers, because I don't. I just know that it's going to affect the world more than the internet has in a much shorter period of time. So it'll all happen very fast, and it'll be at a magnitude that's larger than what we've seen. Difficult to say how exactly, but in the near future, I think the obvious stuff is just service jobs we'll sort of see. We saw the world move service jobs from the West to countries like India, where I'm from, and now we'll see the world move service jobs from India and Indians and India to AI agents, because it's just cheaper and in some cases more efficient. That's the stuff I expect to see in the short run, but I think that'll just be the tip of the iceberg in terms of what's to come with AI in the next decade or so.
Last but not least, what is the best advice you would give to startup founders who are currently in the process of developing their own app?
I think without a doubt, the best advice is to just find what you like to do and keep doing it. I found something that I like to do, which is just building stuff on the internet, and I just kept doing it until I got lucky enough for one of them to hit. In a world that's moving so quickly, it's easier than ever to build an app. It's more difficult to get lucky with an app. So the more shots you have at goal, the better your chances are. And if you like what you do, you're going to be like a child playing football. You're just going to keep shooting, which is great, because eventually you'll get one shot on target, and that'll make you. It'll sort of pay off all of the efforts that you put in prior to that. But I don't think that's advice that anyone would find useful, because I guess the people that naturally like building will already be building. And yeah, if you don't naturally like building, then my advice to you would just be don't build. Like, go do something else that you like to do naturally. And figure out the long game that you want to play in that field, because the easiest way to be successful is to play the long game, and the easiest way to play the long game is to like what you do. And you need to find what you intrinsically enjoy doing, and just keep doing that.
That's really great to know. I'm so excited to bring to you a new podcast episode featuring the founder of Audiopen AI, Louis Pereira.
Thanks for having me on the podcast. Appreciate it, and good luck. Cheers.